Hi, it's Merlyn, Reineke at Montgomery Community Media. Thanks for joining me. Well, a few years back, the folks at Advertising Age magazine released a list of the top 100 advertising campaigns of the 20th century. Heading that list was the iconic Think Small campaign promoting the Volkswagen Beetle when it first entered the American market in 1959. Now, if you're not old enough to remember when this ad campaign came out, let me refresh your memory. The late 1950s was a time when big American cars dominated the post-World War II landscape. And to make things even more of a challenge to Volkswagen, they were a German company introducing a car developed by Hitler's Nazi war machine to serve the citizens of the fatherland. And if those two strikes weren't enough, the Beetle was arguably the oddest looking vehicle on the road. But the legendary ad agency Doyle Dane Bernbach turned these challenges into differentiating factors as they built in the ad campaign for the Beetle. In a time when car manufacturers were building ever bigger and flashier cars, the Beetle was positioned as an antidote to rampant excess and consumerism. It was a completely revolutionary car that was practical, reliable, and affordable. And it finally gave Americans the opportunity to think differently.
At Volkswagen, we don't worry about how our car looks. We worry about how it works. So every day for the past 25 years, we've been testing and torturing things like door hinges and hood locks, seats, and shock absorbers. No other car goes through so much for so little.
The Beetle ad campaign fundamentally changed two things. First, the Beetle became so successful that it blew open the doors to all sorts of automobile designs, as well as foreign car acceptance in the United States. Second, the campaign established the power of advertising to completely change the mindset of consumers, ushering in the age of the madmen and modern media culture. But what lessons can we take from this iconic campaign? What does it mean for your business or organization? The fact is, we live in a far different time than 50 years ago, when media of every kind has exploded and competition in every sector is rampant. To identify these lessons and what they mean for you, let's look back at the Volkswagen campaign. First, everything started with the product. The advertisers didn't need to make up features and attributes of the Beetle. They were right in front of you. Take a close look at your offering and identify those unique elements. Or if you're building a service, design these from the very beginning. Second, the ads themselves were a striking alternative to the flashy and colorful car ads of the time. These were in stark and simple black and white, using design itself to state openly that the Beetle wasn't the biggest and flashiest car on the road. It really got into the mindset of the consumer and drew distinctions that were obvious and appreciated by a segment of the market looking for a clear choice. And that leads me to a second lesson. Don't be overly focused on the competition. Yes, they're important, but really focus on the customer instead. Look for ways your offer can solve their problems. In the 1950s, many Americans simply didn't want to keep up with the Joneses. They wanted to focus their priorities elsewhere, and the Beetle campaign touched this unmet need. Whatever your product or service, forget about the competition for a moment and really drill down into the mind of the customer. If you take the time to truly understand them, your offer and how to market it should become clearer. And finally, would the iconic Beetle campaign still work here in 2013? You bet. Think Small is perfect for social media, pushing out and connecting with the audience that's yearning for social change and contrarian thinking. The 1959 campaign was all about creating a movement, and that would resonate with today's consumer. It's also born to work in viral marketing. Think about the original Mini Cooper campaign from a few years back, and you can begin to see how the Beetle's strikingly design could be deployed across the country. So build distinctiveness right into your product or service, focus on the customer and not the competition, and you're on your way to your own iconic consumer launch. We here at MCM are committed to helping you connect with your audience through content distribution and video creation. Shoot me an email at my address below if you'd like to continue the conversation, or visit us at mymcmedia.org for more information. Good luck, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.